Actually, I was answering Sonal's question.
Oh.
Okay. How are you all?
I did not get a chance to hear the voice notes, so I will reflect
You
on it.
there? Yeah. So, how are you all? How are you feeling? Payal, you wanted to share something yesterday or फिर आप चले गए थे?
या एक्चुअली कल जब आप करा रहे थे सो
हम्म,
समथिंग हैपन टू दिस डिवाइस एंड आपकी
Okay.
वॉइस बीच में चली गई तो आई फेल्ट
Okay.
कि कोई इंस्ट्रक्शन नहीं आ रहा है मतलब
Okay.
जब आप बीच तक लेके गए ना तो उसके बाद देयर वर नो इंस्ट्रक्शंस मे बी बीच में कॉल आया शायद उसकी वजह से देयर समथिंग हैपन टू द एयरपोर्ट्स तो वो
Okay.
आई वाज लाइक कोई इंस्ट्रक्शंस नहीं है पर कुछ तो हो रहा था बिकॉज आई हैड गॉन इनटू सम लेवल ऑफ ट्रांस
Yeah.
so I experienced my father. My father has passed over in 2016,
Mhm.
and he came and he simply said that you're free,
Yeah.
and he said उनकी blessings उन्होंने दी and then he left. तो
Right.
उनका उतना ही विजुअल था बट मदर के साथ मैंने फील किया दैट फॉर द फर्स्ट टाइम प्रॉब्ली आई सेड आई लव यू एंड शी सेड आई लव यू
Yeah.
तो आई फेल्ट दैट हग एंड ऑल तो ये रहा एंड देन आई वाज इन ट्रांस there were no instructions
Okay.
तो बीच में समवेयर आई फेल्ट दैट आपकी वॉइस आनी शुरू हुई कुछ तो हुआ
Mhm.
एंड देन दैट्स वेयर आई गॉट वो मैं इससे ट्रांस से बाहर आ गई
Okay.
पर फिर भी मतलब एक लाइट ट्रांस था सो उसके बाद मैंने वो डिवाइस चेंज करके देन वो हाफ द इंस्ट्रक्शन था मैंने वो किया नहीं है अभी बिकॉज ऑफ
हाँ, आप एक बार वो करना पूरा एक्सरसाइज एंड
हाँ
देन शेयर हाउ यू फील.
हाँ बट आज मैंने रियलाइज किया कि अभी एंगर है आई डोंट नो व्हाट एट व्हाट लेवल मतलब आई एम नॉट डिस्काउंटिंग व्हाट हैपेंड yesterday but still I felt that there is a level of anger I experienced towards my mother during the afternoon and it just erupted just like that while I was not thinking about her मैं कुछ और कर रही थी and all of a sudden it came.
And this is what I wanted to thank you for pointing this out. This is what I wanted to share with everyone, that when we are on this journey, when we are touching those deeper layers, it is highly possible that you may experience very intense emotions. You may feel like crying a lot. You may feel like, having a lot of anger inside you. And this is a part of the journey. Okay, so know that this has nothing to do with the other person. कभी कभी ऐसा लगेगा that the other person is triggering, but it is not about the other person, it is about us.
Right.
It is about what we have touched, the layers which we have touched. Okay. Diksha, can we take the question after the session because some members have missed it that they have to go early? Okay, is it fine? Yeah. Okay.
स्नेहा आई हैव दिस वन क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम यस्टरडे दैट जो आपने लेटर एक्सरसाइज बताई है वो मदर और फादर के लिए एक साथ करनी है या अलग अलग करनी है
अलग अलग
so
अलग I
actually
will
we
be
are
taking
supposed to
that
write
I will be
4
taking that
letters.
yes.
अच्छा okay.
I will be taking that exercise on the last day of the session.
Okay.
But कल जब बात निकली थी तो I wanted to share that this happens when आपके सारे letter ही एक हो जाते that there is no shadow part of you which you need to understand.
Sorry, one more thing, Steha, is it possible that since yesterday I've noticed I'm feeling more restless and irritable?
Yeah, because you were numbed at that moment, right? When mother came. So it is highly possible that you feel restless or irritation or bouts of anger, or maybe you get, cranky as well. It is possible.
Do you witness heaviness as well? Very
Yes.
heavy. Like it was like something is very heavy on my chest or hand that I was not able to.
And whenever you experience bodily sensations, ये तो emotional landscape हो गया that you are experiencing heaviness, you're experiencing tiredness or anger, irritation, that is this emotional state. But if you are experiencing something in your body, for example, heaviness in your chest or numbness in your palms, if it is that happening, then just shake your hands and legs. That will also help. And if it is heaviness in your chest, you're feeling that it's like difficulty in breathing, then take deep breaths in. You can also use square breathing technique. Okay, that also helps a lot.
Today in the morning, like I was like half awake. I was
Yeah.
sleeping, I woke up, and then my entire body was shaking. Like my
Yeah.
leg, like it was like, you know, as if ठंड में तुम freeze होते हो,
Yeah.
and my body was like jerking and shirking. Is that also a kind of release?
Yes, all these are ways through which your body purges and releases that you won't believe. Like, I am taking you through this exercise, but like even I am exchanging a lot of energy. So today, what happened? Today I had back-to-back sessions with my clients, and the energy was so intense in those sessions that I didn't had any time to pause because of the upcoming holidays. So like I started having loose motions. My body started purging and releasing. So all these are signs that body releases, and especially when there are intense energies involved, especially with regards to womb, and if there are any miscarriages or abortion before you, the energy is very heavy, and then you are going to release in various ways. Okay, so if you feel like you are going through loose motions or diarrhea like symptoms, then it's very important that you stay hydrated और फिर 2 दिन के लिए अपनी practice बंद कर. Do not do any energy releasing exercises for 2-3 days until and unless you feel better, because this is a very common symptom. Your body releases a lot. Like you might be sweating a lot, you might feel freeze. Especially with case of Jasmine, in your case, it does make sense because you were exposed to various kind of medical treatments, right? So that coldness is very much possible. So in that case, you just give something which comforts your body. And know that this is a way your body is releasing.
So, Annie, can you say that again? Your voice just broke for me.
Okay. So the thing is, in your case, that numbing and that cold sensation was very natural because, like in your entire experiences of breaks and bond, you would be experiencing a gap between you and your mom. Like she's physically not there because you are hospitalized. She cannot hold you. She cannot be there with you. And therefore, what happens is the infant just shrinks. They just turn into fetal-like position once again. Okay. So in such cases, in your case, it is more evident. So in such cases, what happens? Do what comforts your body. For example, wrap a blanket around you. Just soothe yourself by moving up and down, moving up and down. These kind of movements, these rocking movements helps a lot.
Yeah, taking a shower really soothes my body like a hot shower.
Yeah. So do that which relaxes you, which releases you, which makes you feel comfortable. Whenever we are doing intense work, it is very important to be very easy and patient with yourself. That is the most important thing.
Even yesterday during the exercise, I could feel like current like sensations all over my body.
Yeah, I could see that you were shaking your hands along. Okay,
Yeah.
so these are just the ways the body releases, because trauma is not only what happened to us, it is also about what we felt during the event and what we could not do during that event. For example, if someone wanted to run away from that scene and they could not run, or if someone wanted to scream and shout and they could not. So trauma is also about that experience or that reaction which we could not do. Okay. So in such cases, it is very important that you give your body that space to release, to shout, to scream. Okay. That is very important. Yes, Paramita.
Sneha, I'm going through loose motion after yesterday's session. So should I take a break of this session? या ये कर ही दूं मैं साथ में आज का
आप कर सकते हो, and I guess Paramita, you're overdoing because you're doing exercises on repeat basis, right?
हाँ.
I guess that is the reason of purging a lot. So womb wali jo exercises hai, you should not do daily. Okay, do it 3-4 days.
क्या लो?
At least 4-5 days ka lo. No, it is too much. Go for 4 to 5 days ka
One
gap.
exercise I do today, and then I take a gap of 4 days.
No,
Or you
just
say
for the
all the
warm
7
exercise.
exercises I do.
You can do the 7 exercises 1 day each. So automatically warm
Okay.
वाले में 4 days का gap आ जाएगा ना, 4 to 5 days का.
Oh, got it.
Okay?
I should not do it every day, that like I am doing it now.
That is a lot of purging. So if you're feeling very tired, then I would suggest skip today. And if you feel like you can take it, तभी लेना, otherwise मत.
ठीक है, I'll just check. अगर ज्यादा लगा तो मैं छोड़ दूंगी.
हाँ, you just leave it, okay? And do not overdo it, okay? Sometimes we just want to heal as much because we are releasing a lot, so we feel like healing quickly. But then it also has, our body cannot take that. Okay? So be gentle with your body. Okay, now let's start.
Just one thing which you
Yeah.
said we should release it during like whatever tension is arising. So, for example, yesterday at one point during the session, I was feeling very intense uh, hair.
Yeah.
I was doing little. I don't know if you know, I was doing little this to adjust, but then it was so. I mean,
So
we
not
should.
during the session. During the session, if you move and you change your position, then you are actually dissolving the energy. After the session, you do all the things which comforts,
So
not
that time
during
we
the
just
session.
sit with
For
it.
example, when we are going through the trance and if you yawn, okay, before even seeing your core fears, that means you are dissolving the energy. You will not be able to see your fear to its full force. But at the same time, when you are yawning at the time of release, then your body is releasing more. So your bodily reactions, when it is happening, that is also important. If it is happening before the processing, then you are dissolving the energy. Then you're not taking it fully. You're not willing to feel the full pain. But if it is happening after processing, then you are releasing it fully. It also
So,
happens.
I mean, we should hold it. Now that you said, I remember day 2, I was yawning a lot during the entire, and it was naturally happening.
Yeah,
It
it
was
happens. Yawn, burps, belching, these happens regularly. I mean, these are like some people have these hiccups. They start feeling hiccups as well. Okay, so this is very natural. Okay,
But during the process, if we are feeling any intense, how do we support? I mean, if
that's
we
why we
feel
ask you to take back rest, to be comfortably seated, so that these bodily reactions do not disturb. Because you have to feel that difficult and discomfort for a while, so that you can reach to that place where this discomfort is, and then you can release it. After the releasing, if you will do movements, it will help you a lot. Okay, but if you will, before the processing, if you go on all the movements, then what happens is कि थोड़ी energy वहीं पे खत्म हो जाती है, तो आप उस intensity से निकल ही नहीं पाते, and therefore release doesn't happen क्योंकि processing नहीं हुई. Okay, so let's start with today's process.
Also, if someone disturbs us during a session, like comes and knocks at our door or something, even if we try to prevent it, then what's the process of like going back into the session?
So generally in group session, I leave it to the discretion of the client. Okay, because I don't know what space they are in and how much they have worked on themselves. So I leave it. So if the client feels that I cannot go back to the process, I leave it to them. And if they feel like I can continue with the process, then also it is fine.
Okay.
But if it is an individual session and if there is a disturbance, then I have this entire process of taking through the process again. Then it's a very different thing.
So if we intuitively feel like okay, we can slip back into it, then we should do that.
Yes.
Okay.
Do not do anything which becomes overwhelming for you. That is not the idea of the healing. Okay. Okay, let's start with the process. Today we will be doing womb regeneration. Again, there could be a lot of pent-up emotions here. Okay, and I would ask you to be easy on yourself. Just believe that this process has the potential to change what is happening inside. Okay. Today also, I would suggest if you could lie down, just lie down on your bed and keep the camera in a way that I can see you clearly. That will help you a lot. And please remove the blur background feature so that I can see you clearly.
Is it okay to just sit down?
Yeah, and if you're sitting down, Gayatri, then I would suggest that lean as much as you can. Okay? Do not sit straight here in this process of wound regeneration. Just lean, and maybe you can keep some small stool beneath your legs so that your legs are raised. Like
Sorry, the audio broke for me, so we should lie. I'm seeing people are lying down in the video.
yeah, you have to lie down and you can keep your camera open. Sonal, I can't see your face. It's just your camera. Yeah, this is fine, Sonal. Diksha, lie down. Gayatri, have you adjusted yourself? Arumita, what about you?
Just give me a moment. I'm trying to get into the room. Sorry.
Okay.
Can I cover my eyes? Is that okay?
I would suggest not to because then I won't be able to see your face.
Okay.
Okay? Stay in the process, Diksha, then it won't be that difficult for you.
No, the light, like really, it becomes very difficult.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying that stay in the process, then it won't be that difficult.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Today, I'll be counting till 20. With each inhalation, you will be opening your eyes, and with each exhalation, you will be closing your eyes. Okay? Inhale, open your eyes. Exhale, close your eyes. 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 Inhale, open. Exhale, close. 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 Inhale and close your eyes. Take a deep inhalation and exhalation. Your eyes are becoming heavier. It's like sacks of sand has been placed on your eyelids. It's getting so heavy. And your entire body is relaxing. Keep on inhaling and exhaling as your body relaxes. Feel your breath. As you inhale, feel your lower belly expanding. And as you exhale, it is contracting. Take 3 deep belly breaths. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Find yourself in a hall. Become aware of the surroundings there. And as you keep on inhaling and exhaling, you will notice a door. And beyond these doors are 10 stairs. Okay? With 3 steps, you will be reaching this door. Inhale, step 1. Exhale. Inhale, step 2. Exhale. Inhale, step 3. And exhale. You have reached this door. You have been here once. See if this door has changed or is it still the same. And as you keep on inhaling and exhaling, open the door. Take deep inhalations to relax your body. And you will see 10 stairs. Together with me, we will be descending the stairs. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. We are halfway there. And after we descend the remaining stairs, you will see a door again, which is opening towards the outside. Take the remaining flight of stairs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We have reached another door, the door of your subconscious. Just breathe here. Take a deep inhalation and exhalation. Again, inhale and exhale. And now notice what lies outside the door. There is a big corridor. Is this corridor open or closed? You have come here once before. Is it similar or is it different in certain aspects? Just see. And at the end of this corridor lies another door, the door to your unconscious. And you will be taking the steps which is equivalent to your age, your current age. With each step, you will be reversing in your age. So mentally tell yourself your current age. That is the number of steps you will be taking to reach that door. Take step 1 and you are 1 year younger. Step 2 and you are 2 years younger. what age you were in 2021. And likewise, keep taking steps. And with each step, you're getting a year younger. And as you reach that door, you will be a year old. Show your hand with a thumbs up sign when you reach that door. Take your time. With each step you will be taking, getting a year younger. And once you reach that door, just give me a sign by lifting your hand. And as you reach there, stay here and observe what is happening in this 1-year-old body. Just observe this door. Take your time to observe it. And others who haven't reached the door yet, once you reach the door, just let me know. Neha, Diksha, Gayatri, Sonal, I'm waiting for your confirmation. And now, see this door opening. See this door opening. And as you open this door, you see your mom. You see your mom lying on the bed. And you start walking towards her. With each step, you will get a month younger. You are an year old. That is, you are 12 months old. And now, with each step, you will be getting a year younger, 11-month old, 10-month old, 9 months old. And now, probably, you would be starting crawling, 8 months old, 7 months old, and 6 months old. And now your mother takes you and allows you to sit beside her on the bed. Let me know when you are there with her on the bed. You can tell me by raising your hand. Are you there with her on the bed? Yeah. And now, as you keep on inhaling and exhaling, you become tinier. 5 months old, 4 months old. And probably you are cuddling next to your mom. Maybe she's feeding you, maybe she's taking care of you, or maybe she's occupied somewhere else. Whatever your reality is, just see how it feels to be next to her. And you become younger. 3 months old, 2 months old, and now you are just a month old. Breathe as she holds you in her arms. And now you're just a newborn baby. And with 3 deep inhalation and exhalation, you will be in her womb. Once again. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale and exhale. You are once again in her womb. Raise your hand and tell me, are you in her womb now? Just find yourself in her womb. And as you inhale and exhale, notice, how does this womb look like? Is it the same Or is it different from the time you have previously visited it? Is it big or is it small? Is there enough space for you or is it cramping? Is it comfortable and warm or is it cold? Do you feel safe here or is it highly uncomfortable? Just become aware of it, of your experience here. And as you keep on inhaling and exhaling, become aware of how your mother is feeling. Is she aware of your presence in her womb? Is she feeling connected to you in a way? Just see what is happening inside her. How is she feeling? Is she happy or she is in pain? Are people there to take care of her? Or she has to manage everything on her own? Just become aware of it. Just have a sense of it, how she feels, how she breathes. And now, just tell her, Mom, I'm here in your womb, in your body. I'm living with you. I'm breathing with you. I'm eating with you. I'm sleeping with you. I'm drinking with you. And whatever you feel, I'm feeling it too, Mom. This is how my unconscious, my subconscious will frame. This is how I will feel throughout my life. And let your mom notice you. And as you have this conversation with her, tell her your current problems, whatever you are experiencing in your current life. And at the same time, also tell her, how would you like to live? What is your dream life? Share your worries and share your dreams with her. And as you share all your worries with her, and as you share all your dreams with her, breathe with her. She starts breathing with you. She takes a deep inhalation, and with that inhalation, she assures you that she is there for you. She understands you. And as she exhales, she breathes out all your worries, all your concerns, all your stress, and all your tensions. She inhales and she exhales. And you, as a fetus, inhale and exhale with her. She inhales all the possibilities that life holds for you. And she exhales all the worries, all the restrictions that you or your circumstances have placed on you. As she inhales, she breathes in all the love and happiness you desire. And as she exhales, she removes all the self-limiting beliefs you have. She inhales and exhales, and you inhale and exhale with her. Keep doing it for some time. Attune yourself with your mother's breath. And now, as you keep on tuning with your mother's breath, see how are you feeling now? And now, just share all your dreams with her. Tell her what all you want from your life. Just all your wishes, as if you are sharing your wish list with her. Tell her how much it matters to you. Tell her all the names of the people who matter in your life and who affect you. Just share your deepest, your darkest wishes with her, which you might not have shared even with yourself. Tell her your wildest dreams. Tell her all your hopes and your dreams about the future. And as she listens to you, see her smiling. See her connecting to you at a deeper level. And what does she say to you? How does she gives you her blessings, her love and support to fulfill all which you have dreamed of? See her placing her hand on her belly. And as she places her hand on her belly, feel the warmth, the love, and the care she has for you. It might be a long time that she may not have expressed it and you may not have felt it, but this is your moment. And as she places her hands on your belly, you can do it too. You can place your hand on your womb. And as you do that, as you feel her touch, as you connect with her, hear it in her voice. Dear child, I see. I see your dreams and your hopes about the future. I see how beautiful they are. I see how colorful they are. And today, I want to give you all my love, all my blessings, all my support so that you can fulfill them. You can live your life to the fullest. Let all the fears which you had about yourself, let it all dissolve. And today, you embrace your unique strengths. And I will bless you with all the resources I have, which I have learned, which I have got from my parents. I share it all with you. I share my wisdom, my learnings, all my happiness, all my sources of power. I share it all with you and allow you to live the grandest version of. I may not be there with each celebration as you cross each milestone, but know that I'm there in your heart. I may not understand each of your dreams, even when you are sharing it with me. Some dreams are difficult to understand. But I trust in you and your ability to live the life you want. You have free will, my dear. And I allow you and I permit you to live your life to the fullest. Never burden yourself with any fear. Your fears were never yours. They belong to me, your father, and your ancestors. And I ask you to give them back to us and take back all the resources which you will be needing in your journey ahead. And as she assures you, see yourself unburdening all the resources, all the baggages, all the limitations which you were carrying as your own, all the fears, all the difficulties which you thought are your own, and let it remain here. And she exhales it with you. And let this home, this first home, be a power, be a storehouse of power. And as she inhales, she gives you all that power. Keep on inhaling and exhaling and move yourself in her bowl. See how does it feel when you are not burdened with anything. You're just free. Just swim there, float there, move there. And as you keep on moving inside her, feel the freedom which you never felt before. And now it's time to come out in this world. With 3 deep inhalation and exhalation, you will be delivered once again. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Are you there out in this world, breathing on your own? If yes, raise your hand. And now see yourself be connected by your mom to a pot. And as she holds you for the first time in her hands, notice all the love and kindness she has for you. See it in her eyes. See her being supported by your father. And see how proud they are to have you. And as you look more deeply into her, you will see she is being supported by her parents, her mother and father, as she is reborn as a mother too. And when you see her being supported by her husband, her mother and father, her parents, see her fully supported, fully capable. And how does this feel to you in your body? When she is supported, when she feels fully capable. Just change this vision and become a month older. You are 1 month old now. And see from a little distance how she is still supported by her partner, by her parents. And as you keep on inhaling and exhaling, she grows as a mother too. Now you're 2 months old. She nurtures you, nourishes you, bathes you, feeds you, takes care of you. And all the while, she is fully present with. She doesn't have to worry about anything else because she's so supported by everyone in the family. And she can be just your mom without any worries. Take her all in as you grow bigger and bigger. And now you are a 3-month-old baby. See her cooing with you, playing with you. See her feeding you every time you desire it. See her being there for you, fulfilling all your needs and more. See her as a stress-free version of herself who is just here in this moment with you. Keep on inhaling and exhaling as you become 4 months old. Now you can turn, and she turns with you. She plays with you. She shows you different toys and keeps you engaged. And see how blissful her face is when she is with you. Everything is taken care of. She is fully supported. Now you become a 5-month-old. You might be started sitting and she supports you. How does it feel growing in such an atmosphere where your mother is fully present? She is feeling blissful to be with you. And now you're a 6-month-old. Now you start crawling, exploring different places, and know that the spot is still there. Your mother is still supplying you with all the life force. Even though you're exploring different parts of the house, yet she is always with you. She is energetically always connected to you. She is breathing in your body. And every time you find your own source of joy and happiness, she smiles with you. And now, as a 6-month-old, you are crawling on the floor. And with each inhalation you take, you become a month older. Now you're a 7-month-old. Exhale, inhale, 8-month-old. And now probably with this inhalation, you would start walking once again. See yourself standing up and walking, laughing, giggling, and your mother supporting you, cheering you up from behind. Take a deep inhalation and exhalation. You are a 10-month-old now. Inhale and exhale. You are 11-month-old. Inhale and you are at that door once again. You are 12-month-old. A year old. Let me know when you have reached the door. You can raise your hand to tell me if you have reached the door as an year old. And now you have to take steps towards the second door. The number of steps will be equivalent to your present age. And with each step you take, you will be growing a year older. And as you walk through this corridor, become aware of your experience here, of the sensations here, of the lighting here. Does this corridor look different than before? Has it increased in size or has it changed in any way? And you keep on walking towards the door. Keep on inhaling and exhaling as you become older and older, reaching the door. And let me know when you have reached the door. Take your time, take steps, observe your surroundings. And let me know when you have reached the door. Become aware of this door once again. See if this door has changed. Does it look same or different than before? And now, behind this door is a flight of stairs. There are 10 stairs. And together, we will take the stairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are halfway there. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. As you reach the topmost stair, you still find a door, and beyond this door is the hall through which you entered here. Take 3 deep inhalation and exhalation as you enter this hall once again. Notice if this hall changes, if something inside you shifts. Take 3 inhalation and exhalation here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. You are back to your present self. Today is 8th November. Time is 6:57 p.m. India. And now become aware of your surroundings. Become aware of the bed or the surface on which you are lying. Slowly move your hands, move your fingers, move your legs, and place your hands on your eyes and blink it for some time. And gradually, very slowly come back to the here and now. Take your time. Take your time and very slowly sit down. Sonal, can you hear me? Yeah. Very slowly move your hands and legs. Keep your hands, your palms on your eyes. Blink sometime. And then very gradually, very slowly come back. And now take a journal and write down your experience. Start writing your experience. Reflect upon the conversation you had in her room. What did you say? And what did she say? How was the home different from the last time you visited? And it is okay if some things do not come to you, you do not recall certain things. That is okay too. It will come in bits and pieces. You have written it down. If someone wants to share, let me know. I'm on it. But take your time.
So for me, it was a little like, like I don't have much to write. Like I can't even write. I'm just scribbling because I think when we went on that door, when we then started going down month wise, after that I just like have no memory. And then I woke up when you said 10 months again when we were walking back. So after that door of when you're 1 year old to coming back, I have no memory. Like I think I just left off. But the difference that I feel is like, so right now I am trying to work on something which I have been struggling to work on for some years. Like I still have a lot of resistance, and even today when I said I wanted to skip, I was thinking I'll go and sit and do that work. So when the session started, I had a lot of like stress on my mind, like all different kinds of stress coming in that I'm not doing that work and I'm working with someone, I've paid them money, but I'm not utilizing their services, etc. All of those fears were coming in. And even like going in the rooms and all felt really weird. Like, especially when we were hopping, it almost felt like I was like, there's like lava and you're like jumping from one stone to the other. But like once we came back, like the returning infrastructure of that place was very like I personally really liked like fancy hotels and that corridor walking back literally you've seen that in film where they go on a cruise some Dil Dhadakne Do and they have like a very fancy nice looking corridors in the cruise. It just looked like that everything was fancy and even like coming back it just felt like these big fancy hotel kind of places. So it just felt like I'm just feeling a lot of positive shit. Like I'm feeling like I'm closer, like I'm okay embracing luxury and good things and receiving what I really want, like the dream life. So that's what I even wrote. I was like, I don't know what happened, like that conversation and all. I don't think
Maybe,
I got it.
Jasmine, because you were raising your hand when I was asking you, so maybe you were in the process, but you don't have any memory of it, what conversations you had. So maybe it will come in bits and pieces. But nevertheless, if it is helping you embrace life, like
Yeah,
life is full of luxuries and all the
yeah,
good things, right? So if it
yeah.
is helping you embrace it, I would suggest that do this exercise maybe 2, 3 days later.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
because I had just come back to senses right before you said to like when you said like 10 months and then we came to a year and you
Yeah.
said that I just came back. I didn't even know, like I didn't just raised my hand.
Yeah.
So I think I slept through it, but I do feel like that's what I even wrote. I
Yeah,
was like,
something might be at the subconscious level which you're not recollecting right now, because
Yeah.
when I was observing, I was seeing that you were following each and every word.
okay, yeah, but for me it feels like I just slept through it.
Yeah.
So I don't know
So-
what happened, but some shift happened.
Yeah. So I would just suggest go back to it. And maybe, you know, when you will sleep today, something will happen in your dream too. You will have a very vivid, different dream, right? And then you will wake and everything will be resolved in the dream. Sometimes this happens as well. That you
Oh.
start with a very abrupt dream where you see complications, and then when as you wake up, you also see it resolving in the dream itself.
Oh,
Okay, sometimes your subconscious works in that way as well. You will not have any recollection of what was happening, but you will feel that something is resolved.
Okay. But I also am struggling to sleep. Like yesterday, I slept at 5 in the morning. So,
Yes, it also happens when we do internal work. A lot of thoughts keep coming up. You know, a lot of deeper memories start surfacing, and it makes us anxious. It makes us a little jittery. And then we are unable to relax. And in such cases, I always advise my clients to take deep inhalation and exhalation.
to take?
Okay? Deep inhalation and exhalation. And Jasmine, for your case, you start keeping your mom's picture on your left and breathe with her. Ask her to breathe with you.
Okay.
Mom, I'm feeling uneasy. Become that child, okay? And say that, you know, I'm feeling very uneasy. Just breathe with me. Hold me in your arms and breathe with me. And as you will keep on visualizing that she is breathing with you, you will feel your anxiety is reducing.
Okay.
Okay? Because as a child, you were not held enough.
Hmm.
Because of your problems, medical issues, you were not, she was not able to hold you as well. Right? And you need that comfort.
Okay.
Okay, so the more you will feel that she is holding you now, you will feel that you can pacify yourself, even in the most stressful situations.
Okay.
Okay, so do this. This will help you a lot. I truly feel that this will help.
Keeping the photo and breathing with her.
Breathing with her, and even in any stressful situations. So suppose you are going for an interview or you're going for an important meeting, ask her, Mom, hold me and breathe.
Okay, this I just have to do it on my own. I don't have to really.
Yeah, you don't have to. You just have to consciously do it.
Okay. I'm breathing with my.
Yeah. Just ask her, Mom, be with me, hold me, and just breathe with me.
Okay.
And you will feel yourself relaxing in even 5 minutes.
Okay.
It is that powerful, especially for you.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay? You're welcome. Yes, Neha.
Yeah, so for me, when you said initially to walk through the hall, at that point of time, the hall was very, dull. I mean, I could see only dark light, just one light, dull light. And I saw, kind of, I don't know, some dead bodies placed. It seemed like many dead bodies placed. And then when you were guiding me through the subconscious, guiding us to walk down the stairs and something, at that point of time, I was little, apprehensive, kind of little, where will it take me, and whether whatever is it my just my mind, whether I will be able to tap into my subconscious, conscious, all those thoughts were there. But then when you mentioned that you are in your mother's womb, immediately I could sense myself as a fetus. But then at that point of time, everything just changed. I felt really safe and in her womb, and I felt protected. I felt her warmth. And for the first time in my life, I saw my mother with such a content face. She was smiling, she was happy. And then when I was reborn, I mean, when reborn in the sense when after that you said that you have taken birth. I saw whatever I have longed actually for a long period of time since my childhood. I always wanted my father to be like other fathers, who would love their family. I have never seen my father such happy and smiling without a frown on his forehead. So this time I saw him, it was like a picture perfect family. We were getting clicked. My mother was holding me, my father was smiling, mother was content, happy in her marriage. And even I saw my dadi, with whom my mother never shared any good relation, but she was dancing when I was born. My nani was there, they were celebrating. It was completely different experience. This is how actually I wanted it to be right from my childhood. I wanted that love from my father. So, when I mean, later on, then I didn't have any conversation as per with my mother, but I don't know when she was, I mean, you were saying now that she's saying something to you. I don't know, something like that you mentioned, that she was blessing me for all the good things that I have, she was blessing me with the life I have always deserved. And when I was coming back, that corridor, that hallway, everything was lit up.
Yeah.
Like everything was lit up. Corridor was lit up. There was some lighting I could see, and even the hall seemed like quite magnificent. And it seemed like some hotel, like she mentioned. For me, it also seemed like some hotel, a very, grand hotel kind of a lobby. And yeah, so that's it. So that's I mean, I'm really feeling very, very relaxed and happy basically after the
So Neha,
session.
I want you to paint this picture, right? You being born, you born click, your mother, the content on her face,
Hmm.
and your father without a frown, seems so happy, your daddy dancing, your nani supporting, and the perfect family. You just keep repeating this visual in your mind. This will help you relax a lot, especially when you are having any conversation with your daughter or with any of your intimate relationships. Keep this in mind whenever you are going to have a difficult conversation, or whenever you feel that this conversation may take a different turn. You get that feeling. So you
Hmm.
just be in this energy before having the conversation. You start tapping into this energy, ground yourself and take it. And when you said that dead bodies, I want to know, during the pregnancy, was your mother grieving?
Yeah, my mother was grieving because her her brother died when I
And
was
that
six
needs
months
to be
pregnant.
taken care of. That needs to be worked upon. And when you say multiple dead bodies, I want to
Hmm.
know, when your mom was in her mother, or just before the pregnancy of your mom, that is your nani conceiving your mom or your dadi conceiving your dad, during that time, had they gone through anything which had such devastating effect, which led to multiple deaths, maybe a war, or maybe they have witnessed a partition, anything of that
Partition, yeah, partition they must have witnessed because
so
I think my
was it before their conception?
no, I don't think so. Not before conception. They were born, basically. I think they were hardly 1 year old, I believe, or
Yeah,
nine.
that means, so a year-old baby is basically not different from the mother.
Hmm.
Basically, the mother and baby are one till the baby is 5 year old. After 5 years, the baby starts understanding that no, I'm a different.
I
Before
think they
that,
were
it's
both very young, and
yeah,
both of them have come from Pakistan only. My
yeah.
mother's side also and father. Both.
So this grief is also about that, okay? Because I mean, imagine a woman who has just delivered a baby. The baby is small. The baby needs to be taken care of. Her body is also recovering, and at that time, she sees multiple deaths, people crying. What would be the emotional state of that woman? And in that emotional state, when she nourishes and nurses her child, takes care of that child, how would that child feel? The child will absorb all that. Okay, so we need to work on these two aspects. One is your mother's grief during your journey when you were pregnant, when your mom was pregnant with you, when you were conceived, and also these devastating events. Because then only you will be free of this. But otherwise, whenever you choose to work on it, that's okay. But otherwise, you breathe into this picture.
This dead bodies picture.
No, this picture of your perfect family, where your mother was holding you, your father was supporting him, he was just like any other father, and they all were smiling, and your nanny being there, celebrating, and your dadi dancing. And your arrival was so grand.
But at that point of time when you were instructing us to walk through the hall, at that point of time you never said that we are entering into subconscious. We were just in this present moment only. How could I see dead bodies immediately?
It is genetic. Like in my case, when I visited my home for the first time, my mother's home for the first time, I see a dead silence. And when I came back, again it was a dead silence, and there were multiple people and they were grieving. And I knew it was my bua's death they were grieving because my bua died very young. And I had to work a lot on it. And when I did that, I not only processed my bua's death, but I also processed my dadi's grief because she lost her child too, right? At such a young age. So all of it was absorbed in the family.
But then you experienced that thing when you were in your mother's womb.
No, in fact, my bua died when my father was just 12 years. So things which are not talked about, they become very heavy in the system. And they keep on getting heavier until someone truly looks at them. Like your mother's brother's death, that is your mama's death, was maybe very untimed.
Yeah, it was sudden. एकदम sudden था.
And जब बहुत ऐसा सडन होता है ना तो हम इस बारे में बात नहीं करते. Like people try to stop discussing about it, and that person's fate become heavy, and it keeps on getting heavier and heavier until and unless someone in the system acknowledges their presence. Okay, and same is the case with that mass scale deaths. Even though it was not your family, but seeing people dying every minute, some of them you might even recognize. They were from the same village, some same colony. And then this has a devastating impact on the psyche.
Even I want to tell you that we were told when we were small that when they were coming to India, just for my grandfather had to kill someone because of his personal safety. He had to kill someone.
Just imagine the kind of threat they were living. And I mean, killing someone is so difficult.
Yeah, but this was just told like this. No one ever mentioned it. I don't know how come it was mentioned to us that when they were telling us stories that how difficult it was, I remember only that. Yeah.
So you have to work on these aspects. But until and unless you choose to work on it, you just breathe into this image of your perfect family. The
Yeah, one
more you
more
breathe
thing,
here,
Sneha, my daddy has lost many of her children. Will that also have impact on
yes, it will. I mean, just imagine a woman who is losing her children. Her attention will always be on the child who has lost, and then she cannot be fully present on the child who is in front of her. Right? And this child who is in front of her will also be facing this heavy burden. So it is like, in systemic work, we call it systemic conscience, which is very different from personal conscience. The systemic conscience is that in the family, Because my brothers could not live, I cannot live a full life also. If they chose death, I will choose death in different ways. And maybe such people find solace in alcohol or any kind of addiction, or they are genuinely unhappy. Unhappiness is a state of their mind. Like in my case, my Dadaji were 7 brothers, okay? 7 brothers and sisters. And apart from him, all of the brothers and sisters died at a very, very young age. And in fact, none of his brothers could have a family of their own. And this fate was so heavy that even though my Dadaji had, 7 children, he lost children at through unnatural deaths. And even though this was so, like he said, in his unconscious, in his systemic conscience, he said that since my brothers could not live a full life, I will not live my life too. And therefore, my Dadiji, when she was 9 years old, at that time, child marriages used to happen. She fell from the terrace and she fractured her hip. And that time, there were no medical facilities in villages. And she was practically handicapped. And though she raised children, but she wasn't there for them, right? And all of his children, like all of my Bade Papa and Chacha, all of them are having severe difficulties in their lives. None of them live their life fully. And we as children, like in my generation, every child in the family is going through marital distress. Because this is the systemic conscience where because someone could not live a full life, we will not live too. And it is now only when things are changing when me and my sister, we both are working on our family dynamics. Like I have worked extensively and now I've also asked her to work on herself. She is a divorcee too. And now when she started working on herself, she is getting proposals the way she wants. Right? And my cousin who hasn't worked on herself, she also got married second time. So it is like that when you start seeing their fates, acknowledging their fates, things start moving. And it moves for everyone in the family, but it takes one soul to at least acknowledge.
And one more thing, does it also, I mean, is it also could be connected to, like, I have also undergone one abortion. Could it be that also? But I've never ever felt consciously about my abortion.
These are unconscious entanglements. Like, for example, Neha, even though you're married, you may not be feeling that happiness.
And this is very strange. I mean, after even abortion thing, now I realize that I have almost killed a life and I'm not feeling even, I mean, it's weird to say, but I don't feel bad also about it. I mean, it's weird. I know I've killed a life, but I'm not feeling bad about it. It's quite
And it's not
weird,
about
actually.
feeling bad, but the other child who comes into the system after that abortion, that
No one
child
has
feels
come
that
actually.
burn.
After that,
Okay,
I didn't conceive basically.
okay.
Yeah. So this is weird, but for me, I mean, I had never given it a thought. But then I know that was not right on my part to abort. But
You don't
then
have to do anything, Neha, in that case. You just have to, light a candle for your aborted child and tell him or her that you paid a heavy price. I chose you. I chose myself instead of. And even though I did it for my own selfish reasons, but I want to tell you that your life will not go waste. It's not important that we will feel sad about them. It's not necessary, but it is very important to acknowledge them, right? They sacrifice their life so that you won't find any complications in your life. That child got left first. So we need to acknowledge them. We need to honor them. And when you will do that, maybe this, unknown happiness, unknown sadness, which you often say, that will start evaporating.
You know, when
Because
you
maybe you were not, because you were so numb by your circumstances that you didn't even got time to feel it.
Yeah, even when you are saying this, that feeling of, when the doctor was doing the procedure, there used to be very cringy thing, noise, as if something is cutting down, that feeling is still coming to me, and I could sense that there is something like in parts coming out. It's bad. I mean,
So just
I'm
light a candle for maybe 7 days or 21 days for your aborted child and just tell him or her that, dear child, even though I demanded your life, I chose my happiness, my comfort over you, and I'm guilty of that. And today I want to tell you that I love you. You were a part of me, and you will always be a part of me. Do it with all your heart, and you may be experiencing different kind of emotions as you do this ritual for maybe 21 days, and then you will also find a sense of release. And then whenever you pray for your daughter, you also pray for that soul. Okay, the ritual need not be elaborate, but it should be from your, and then it will help you. It will help you to find connection with your voice.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome. Yes, Payal.
Yeah.
How was it about
So
you?
one, I could go into it and I could experience this. Last 2 days, it was something or the other happened. So yeah, today I could complete the process. And this is probably the first time that I have completed any this kind of regression process. Otherwise, most of the times I move into or I doze off, I move into deep trance. So most of the times I'm unable to follow the instructions when something like this happens. So when you said that go into the subconscious, and as I opened the door, I felt as if uh, कुछ ऐसे red lights हैं and weird laughter, जैसे वो राक्षस नहीं हंसते.
Mhm.
It was those kind of laughters, and the voice, there was only one sentence that you feel that you have worked on all your demons, but there are few left. So that was the message. And then I went into the unconscious and entered into the womb. As I entered into the womb, the one I was feeling a lot of jerks. If I don't know whether you noticed that or not, but I was like my body was jerking. I don't remember whether when I was entering into it or as I entered into it, I don't know. And the feeling was that I was very uncomfortable. And there was when you said communicate या वो कुछ तो मुझे ऐसा लग रहा था there were too many instructions coming. So I could not follow those instructions, and so probably I didn't communicate it in that sense. But जब आपने बोला breath को align करो, then what I felt was कि she's taking away all those fears. एंड जो फीलिंग थी कि उनकी फीलिंग है, फीलिंग ऑफ रिग्रेट है, बर्डन एंड नॉट वांटिंग दिस प्रेगनेंसी है. तो वो सब फीलिंग्स जो थी वो उन्होंने ही ले ली. एंड देन when the breath got aligned, all of a sudden I felt that there was a lot of light and of all colors, and I felt there was some divine presence. Us time all of a sudden I started feeling a lot of presence. एंड उसके बाद आई फेल्ट कि वो रिसोर्सेज आने लगे मेरे पास. एंड व्हेन द रीबर्थ हैपेंड इट वाज वेरी वेरी पीसफुल जॉय एंड आई फेल्ट वेलकम्ड. और वो जो पिक्चर आपने बोला कि ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स हैं, फादर हैं, so after that it was everything was very very nice. The only एक बहुत जो शिफ्ट मुझे लगा वो ये दैट माय ब्रदर, आई हैव वन ब्रदर हु इज 4 years elder to me and he never liked me since the time of my birth. He's rejected me because उसको कोई भाई बहन नहीं चाहिए था. तो दिस टाइम व्हेन वो पिक्चर में वो भी स्माइलिंग था एंड ही वाज लाइक टेकिंग केयर एंड ही वाज लाफिंग एंड लविंग एंड व्हाटएवर. तो उसके बाद जब मैं वापस आई तो एवरीथिंग वाज टिल द टाइम यू सेड कम आउट ऑफ इट, इट वाज ऑल वेरी वेरी लाइट. मतलब ब्राइट था, एकदम ब्राइट, एंड आई कंटिन्यूअसली फेल्ट दैट देयर इज डिवाइन प्रेजेंस अराउंड. So
And
that's it.
what
And
about
also
when you came back? Yeah,
there's
please
one
go.
thing, while I was going in, there was no picture of me. Like मैं बहुत जल्दी गई 49 से 1 में, जैसे मैं बहुत जल्दी मूव करी. लेकिन when I was coming out, I could feel कि हाँ पायल is now 1, now 4, now 8, now whatever. So various that I'm getting married and this जब मेरी डॉटर का बर्थ हुआ तो वो सब phases मुझे दिखे. So that is one noticeable difference.
Well, I would like to know how do you felt about that red light and that monstrous love?
It was मेरे लिए थोड़ा, मतलब मैं उसको बोलूं कि स्ट्रेंज था. आई डिडंट फील एनी फियर पर से, लेकिन मुझे लगा, मतलब आई वाज सरप्राइज्ड कि ऑब्वियसली आई हैड नॉट एक्सपेक्टेड दिस, तो आई वाज मोर सरप्राइज्ड. और वो
And this
लाफ्टर बड़ा
surprise,
वियर्ड सा
and this
लाफ्टर
surprise
बड़ा
maybe because, yeah, you were saying something.
मीनिंग में. हाँ, मतलब मैंने ये एक्सपेक्ट नहीं किया था. ऑब्वियसली दिस वाज वेरी वेरी अनएक्सपेक्टेड. एंड तो वो लाफ्टर मेरे लिए बड़ा ऐसा कुछ स्कैरी नहीं था, बट मुझे लग रहा था ये क्या है टाइप्स.
And now I
तो
have few questions here, Payal.
या
Like you mentioned that your brother and but were you an unplanned child? Were you a surprise child?
तो my mother, I had a word with my mother about this. She says ऐसा नहीं था, they wanted another child. मतलब कॉन्शियस जो मेरी बात हुई है मेरी मम्मी से, वो आई हैड वन मोर सिबलिंग जो जिसका बर्थ मेरे बाद हुआ है, एंड दैट वाज मे बी अबॉर्टेड या मिसकैरेज, आई डोंट नो, बट वो है, मुझे पता है. और मैंने अपनी मम्मी से पूछा था जब मैं फैमिली कॉन्स्टलेशन कर रही थी, तो वही फैमिली चार्ट बनाने के लिए बोला था. आई हैड आस्क्ड, तो देन दैट्स हाउ शी टोल्ड मी दैट. तो उनके लिए मैंने रिचुअल भी किया था जो अभी आप बोल रहे हो, वो वाला. सो उनके हिसाब से, मतलब एक बेटा था और एक दूसरा बच्चा उनको प्लान करना था, एंड दे वर ओके वेदर इट्स अ गर्ल और अ बॉय. सो आई एंड देयर वाज अ 4 year गैप, तो मेरे में और मेरे भाई में 4 साल का गैप है. सो एज पर लॉजिकल अंडरस्टैंडिंग इट वाज पिक्चर परफेक्ट, बट
And were
मेरी
there any
मदर,
miscarriage or abortions before?
नो, नो. So my mother says that they wanted this. बट मुझे जब भी मैं रूम में गई हुई, जैसे मैंने बताया मैं रीबर्थिंग भी मैंने किया, तो भी मुझे उस टाइम फीलिंग यही थी दैट somewhere my mother didn't want it because there were too many responsibilities. तो although maybe वो अवेयर नहीं रही होंगी, बट she felt burdened, and burden is the only word that comes. And quite a lot of मतलब अभी 1-2 साल पहले तक I used to feel this feeling कि मेरे पर बहुत बर्डन है, मेरे पर बहुत बर्डन है. This is a feeling that I had, but now it is not there obviously. But मेरी कॉन्शियस अवेयरनेस में नहीं है. 2-3 वर्ड्स हैं जो मेरे को बहुत स्ट्रांगली फील होते हैं. वन दैट आई एम नॉट सपोर्टेड, एंड वन दैट देयर इज अ लॉट ऑफ रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दैट आई हैव, एंड एक बर्डन. तो ये 2-3 चीजें मैंने शायद मेरी मदर से ही पिक करी. तो
Maybe
ओवर,
from your mother and maybe from your inner child experiences, from your childhood experiences, because the way you
yes,
defined that your father was not keeping well.
yes,
So obviously your mother's attention would be divided, right?
yes. एंड
And
ऑल्सो आई एम अ बॉर्न सिक चाइल्ड. जब मेरी प्रेगनेंसी के टाइम में वो कम से कम 6 महीने बीमार थी. शी हैड यूटीआई.
So then definitely this will feel a burden, like, because like I will tell you my experience that when I was conceiving my second born, my second baby, I had this unexplained pain. Like सब कुछ करा
हाँ
लिया, MRI और सब करा लिया, बस एक एंडोस्कोपी नहीं कराई थी क्योंकि प्रेगनेंसी में वो बिल्कुल मना होती है, बाकी MRI CT स्कैन सब कुछ करवा लिया जो अवॉइड भी करते
हाँ
हैं, but that pain was not. And in that moment, I simply wanted to be, alive, to be free of this pain. And that time,
yes
that pregnancy felt like something which was not acceptable for me. It wasn't that I didn't want the child, but at the same time, the pain was too high that because of
yes
the child, I could not take the treatments.
hmm
So this also affects what you feel. Because
yes
if the mother is not keeping well, she will not be able to support the child. So that is what is happening here. That this
yeah
feeling of being unsupported was there in your home memory because she never felt connected to you because she
hmm
was so much in pain. And at the same time, this being unsupported also reappeared in your life when your father felt sick, right?
hmm
Right? Because then the mother's attention was on the father, and then she would expect, "Beta khud kar lo." This is a normal response, right? If the
हाँ
child goes and does, mom, I want this, and then she would say, I'm doing this, and you take care of your own. Then the child feels unsupported, as if
हाँ
that they
और
don't
मुझे
matter.
वैसे उसके बाद भी लाइफ में आई हैव नॉट बीन सपोर्टेड इन द सेंस दैट माय इन-लॉज हैव नॉट सपोर्टेड मी इवन इन माय मैं देखती हूँ मेरी डेली लाइफ में भी आई डोंट गेट much of support. I run this house and so many responsibilities. I have my own. My husband has a very hectic job. So मतलब अगर कुछ टाइम शायद मिलता भी होगा बट ही इज दैट काइंड ऑफ अ पर्सन जहाँ पे वो सपोर्ट बहुत कम आता है
Right.
बिकॉज ही इज सो ऑक्यूपाइड विद हिज जॉब एंड ऑल. तो वो ट्रांसलेशन मुझे अपनी लाइफ में दिखता है दैट आई फील बर्डन्ड एंड आई फील दिस एक लैक ऑफ
While
सपोर्ट.
what would I would suggest कि जो mother exercise जो हमने कल की थी ना, there you specifically see yourself being supported by your mother's undivided attention.
ठीक है.
Okay, like you can also do the same exercise which I suggested Jasmine, that you can keep your mother's picture on your left side and you just tell her that, mom, just love me, just let your full attention be on me for this time and
ठीक है.
see it happening. And then what will happen gradually, you will feel that you are wanted, that you are worthy of all the support and attention, that you don't need to fall sick or you don't need to go into any other kind of behaviors to get her attention. And that will
एंड
help.
आई मेरी हेल्थ बहुत खराब रही है टिल 27 or 28 years.
Because how will a child get attention? वो माँ को तो देख रहा है वो बहुत burdened है. So
हाँ
he cannot ask for the attention. She's seeing that her dad is not keeping well, so she will not ask for attention. Then how will the child get attention? For a child, even the negative tension is an attention. So the child starts
यस
falling sick. And because
हाँ
in her sickness, her mother takes care of. In her sickness, she is getting the love she was craving. That is the reason why child often falls sick. क्योंकि मम्मी उसी तरीके से मुझे मिलती. This was
राइट.
a consistent pattern with my elder kid. He used to vomit 20-21 times a day. And it was like he is like simple haddi, single haddi. He's like he has grown in height, but मतलब height wise तो उसे 11 years के कपड़े आते हैं, 11-12 years के, और size wise उसे 6-7 years. Now the sickness has stopped because now I give him attention without asking him. He unknowingly starting demanding that attention. Okay, so you sit with your inner child, you let your mother sit with you for 5 minutes, and that is enough for the child. And
So in
then
the sense
you
that
will
I
not,
sit before I sleep, I sit and I feel
yeah,
that my mother
anytime,
is holding me.
yeah, before sleeping you do that she is holding you and she's supporting you in her as you sleep. And anytime during the day for 5 minutes you sit with your inner child, that now I am an
Okay.
adult, I will support you. Okay, I am there for you. You do that for her. And at the same time, you become a child for your mother.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and in
Okay.
any time during the day for 5 minutes, you just become a child and she just holds you without
ठीक
any
है,
reason.
ठीक है.
Do it for 21 days along with these exercises and see if it shifts something inside.
हम्म, ठीक है,
Okay,
ठीक है.
because then you will not have to go through any pain to get mother's love, because there is a benefit in the pain, right? There is a benefit in falling sick, that
हाँ,
I get
तब
my
उसके बाद
mother's
से
love.
नहीं हुआ.
हाँ,
27, 28 आफ्टर एज आई बिकेम प्रेग्नेंट,
yeah.
तब मेरी हेल्थ ठीक होती चली गई. उसके बाद से टचवुड, नाउ आई एम
And what
49
about your
and
daughter? Did
she's very
she
hale and
also?
hearty. No, she's hale and hearty.
Okay. So
She's
maybe
hale and
just
hearty.
working on this wound will help you a lot.
Did you say become a
Okay.
mother to your mother?
No, I said become a child for your mother. You
Yeah.
become the child and let your mother hold you. And yes, this I shared in one of the sessions wherein, epigenetics, what you mentioned in the comment, that epigenetics claim that your mother, when she was a fetus in your grandmother's womb, she already had the eggs through which you will be fertilized. So what your grandmother experienced, your mother experienced, and you experienced too. So 3 generations live in one single body. And that is how we carry all of it.
So Sneha, there is one more thing. I feel that मेरी mother को बहुत guilt है मुझको लेकर. In the sense that while I was going through a bad phase in my marriage, uh, and I went to my parents' home, at that time I wanted to seek a divorce. So it went that bad. And my father said, no, you have to go back because I can't, मतलब इस घर में disturbance नहीं हो सकती. So me, I don't know. And I came back, and that was the day when I said no. Now I will, and that was the day probably I said that I will make it work. At that time, my daughter was probably 5 or 6, and I promised
Similar
that
age when you lost, when your father went into illness, right?
yes, she's yeah. So I said
So she
that time,
also lost her father in a way when you were seeking a
yeah,
divorce from.
yeah. So that time मुझे याद है वो विजुअल आज भी कि चारवी की, मेरे डॉटर का नाम चारवी है. चारवी एंड तरुण, दे हैड ए पिक्चर ऑफ ऐसे हार्ट शेप में उन दोनों की पिक्चर, एंड उसने ऐसे रखा हाथ पे कि मम्मा कांट वी बी विद हिम. And I said that, no, I'll make it work. And since that day, I have worked relentlessly. I have not even one day that I've not worked in this relationship, and touch wood, it is near perfect now. So, लेकिन मेरी मदर को गिल्ट है because I still don't go there and I say things because I feel नहीं, आपने मुझे तब support नहीं किया when I needed the most. At that time, I had to forgo my job because I was in IT and I was earning very well. And that time I was not supported. मेरे in-laws ने मुझे support नहीं किया because obviously वही same pattern है. And मेरे parents ने मुझे support नहीं किया. So I had to let go of that job. And that's how I started studying. So as I see it back, I see it, yes, that was a decision which helped me go through this journey. And yet I don't go back and I can't trust them saying that, मतलब मैं अपनी कोई प्रॉब्लम उनसे शेयर नहीं करती हूँ.
But then here is an entanglement as well, Pai. You are entangled with your mother, you are merged with your mother because you're going through that same pain of not being supported from anywhere. You're all alone in this journey, just like how your mother felt when your father falls sick. Right? She
Okay,
was also unsupported, right? She
right.
couldn't go anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
She also had to let go of many things.
Yes.
Maybe not her job, but maybe her desires.
Nee, as a job also, because she was a sports person. My mother is a sports person. She has represented Punjab in hockey and kho at that time. So she's that kind of a person. And after marriage, she had to let go of a
So
lot
here
of
I would
things.
suggest that you have to work with your merging with your mom because you are actually repeating her. Like she also tried to work hard in her relationship. Do you see it
Yeah.
now? That's the way you were working. So receiving is not coming naturally to you. It's like you're earning love, you're not receiving love,
Right.
right? And same was with
Hmm.
your mom. So maybe we have to go a generation back as well to see how was her mother's experience. Because what happens, Payal, the way we see, so the only template we have of marriage is how we experience the relationship between our parents.
Agreed.
And that is what we replicate in our lives as well. If we
Mm-hmm.
see our mother as always giving, always adjusting, always accommodating, and our father
Hmm.
as someone who doesn't give a shit about it,
Mm-hmm.
we eventually attract a man who will be of similar nature, who will not give a shit, and we will be always overgiving, accommodating, and adjusting.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
this is where you need to work upon. It's not her guilt. It is what you
Hmm.
are sensing in yourself.
Okay.
Okay, so this
Because
is where you
she's I feel that a lot of जैसे अभी भी मैं जाऊंगी shoot, I go for shoots and all. So when I go for a shoot, she'll say, अच्छा तुम कितने बजे जा रही हो? तुमने खाया? तुम कितने बजे आ रही हो? Message me. So there is a lot of uh, मतलब वो केयर नहीं लगती मुझे, वो कंसर्न लगता है मुझे कि
and of
इतनी
course
ज्यादा
how
चिंता
will
क्यों है.
because there is this part of you कि जब चिंता करनी थी तब तो किया नहीं. You know,
हाँ.
when I was in the pain, तब तो आपने मुझे
हम्म.
support किया नहीं. Now why do you want to? And maybe from her angle that she couldn't do it that time, so she's just trying to be a part of your life, but just showing you that but just knowing about your lifestyle.
नहीं, बट जब मैं उनको कुछ बोलती हूँ जैसे कि नाउ दैट आई एम so I could not work all these years because there was so many responsibilities, and Tarun being not here in India so many times, he used to travel to US and a lot of countries. तो हमेशा कोई भी काम ऐसा नहीं होता ना जो आपको अपनी मर्जी से मिलता है. सो आई वर्क एज अ कॉर्पोरेट ट्रेनर, लेकिन हमेशा वो बैकअप पे ही रहता है बिकॉज आई हैव टू बी देयर प्रेजेंट टू द चाइल्ड. अब अगर बच्चे के पास कोई नहीं है तो मुझे तो रहना ही है. So I had to let go of a lot of opportunities because of that. So
And
I
wasn't it the
feel
same for her?
एक तो मुझे पता है उनकी, बाकी मुझे नहीं बिकॉज शी एक जब वो इनिशियली जॉब करना चाहती थी, देन शी लेफ्ट इट
No,
व्हेन
but
आफ्टर
wasn't
माय
it the
ब्रदर्स.
same for her? Because the way you are saying that she had to let go of her job and let go of so many things because she was a sports person, and then her husband wasn't keeping her, and she had 2 kids to take care of. Wasn't it the same for her? So this is
या
what
मी.
systemic conscience is. That mom, since you didn't get it, I will not get it. Since you were not supported by your partner, I will not get the support of my partner.
ओके.
And the truth is that she never wanted it for you. You, in your conscience, in your systemic conscience, you did that. And it's time to bring it to awareness and remove this entanglement and see that she wants, even though she didn't get, she always wanted that you get again, just like you would want it for your daughter. The moment that merging will end, Payal, your relationship with your mother will improve drastically. And even if it doesn't change in the outer reality, you will start feeling receiving. You will not have to earn everything. Receiving will come easily too. Okay, so this is where you need to work.
ठीक है.
Okay, so
Perfect.
just take a note of it, and if you're working with someone or if you have someone who is constantly doing constellation and you're associated, then work on this aspect.
ठीक है.
Okay, and see how does it shift.
ठीक है.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you for
Thank you so
sharing
much.
that.
Yeah.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you so much. Thank you.
Yes, Diksha. How
Hi.
was it? Hey.
So, for me, in the beginning, what happened, I could hear you, and at the same time, I could hear a lot of noise from the house, like जैसे bun 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 bun, and then mixie चल रही है, कुछ भी चल रहा है, and I was feeling very irritated. And I had to like put a lot of effort to come back and like really listen. And at one point I started feeling I was listening to my mother's voice a lot, and I started feeling very irritated that I told that please be like I have to always ask for space, make them understand that I'm doing something, and they're like, "Ki sab bakwas hai." So, and then I was bringing myself to it, ki theek hai, hatao sab, and the mind also was going a lot with something I just told before the session. तो वो बात भी हो रही थी, तो बहुत, which is a daily thing, but at one point I was very irritated कि मेरा like this, like I really think sensitivity is very sacred. I embody it, but it feels very like it's a lot, especially the sound thing. Then at one point I finally came here. I remember you said door, and I was like, okay, finally, because मुझे बहुत effort लग रहा था कि क्या छूट रहा है, and I'm not like, because I really wanted to do the process. फिर door सुनने के बाद ना, you said 10 steps, and then I was going in out, and at one point I think you said womb, and then not womb, before that I think you said कि अब you're decreasing 1 month younger, and then I felt a lot of resistance उस time पे to go near to her, I think because you mentioned now, and there was a lot of resistance, and by one, and you said crawling उस time पे I started feeling कि maybe she doesn't want me there, like as the months were decreasing I felt that she doesn't want me there, she doesn't want me, and this was coming a lot, and the mind went to think, is it because of the experiences, like she has told me a lot when I was younger, वो बहुत बार चिल्ला के मुझे बात बोलते थे कि तुम्हारे जैसा बच्चा होने से अच्छा तो बांझ बना देता भगवान, so I was thinking that is it because of that, and the mind is creating this, or there was an inquiry, or that she really did not want me because of whatever. But as you said, womb, after a lot of like resistance, I finally somehow was in the womb. Like I was not doing it consciously ki ab ye. I was in the pain, and then ki she doesn't want me, and then suddenly I heard womb, and there was a lot of resistance also. Then at one point I was finally in the womb, and I felt very spacious. Like space and warmth were the two things which were coming कि ये तो बहुत spacious है, warmth है, like ऐसे झूले की तरह बच्चा है, and then I don't know if it was at the same time or a different time, I felt in my lower abdomen and near like the entire genital area, I felt something. Like it did not, I would not like to name it as good or bad, like, but there was some sensation which was there for quite some time, and I think you also, so I was also coming back and going in, I was not able to continuously listen and do, because so many things participants mentioned, I have no memory of that at all, no memory. और मुझे भी याद है कि पूरे like I was also feeling it is too fast, like I was still there, and by that time the instructions had moved a lot, बहुत fast भी लग रहा था मुझे, बहुत fast लग रहा था. So I was wondering कि because of that I'm shutting, like it's a response of the body कि वो मैं follow ही नहीं कर पा रही थी कि क्या, and not that your voice was not audible, but I could not understand the sentence and do. And then at one point I think you said pain, because of that I started thinking, or because I know I've seen my mother suffered a lot, like I don't have conscious memory of it throughout जब से मैं like I'm 29, but I've seen कि उनको काफी सारे breast में issue थे, कुछ और issue था, and then like still like till date she's having lot of body, like बहुत ज़्यादा difficult physical body issues रहे हैं उनको. तो I think pain जब बात थी ना, तो I also felt कि she had a lot of pain, and I was thinking that maybe that's why she didn't want me. Yeah, क्या, but बहुत strong.
Teacher, what happened was maybe your pregnancy, maybe the pregnancy was not unwelcome, but the problem she had to go through during the pregnancy journey, and after it, like you said that she had to get her uterus removed after you were born.
I'm sorry, I confirmed again. She said not uterus, but some part of prolapse कुछ हो जाता है, तो some part of it she had.
Yeah, so she has to go through that pain again, right? And sometimes, like I said, the pain becomes so unbearable that unknowingly, the mother starts believing that this is because of the child that she has to go through this, because of these so many hormonal changes that she has to go through that pain. And in her pain, she again becomes that child self of her. The way you say that, कि तुम्हारे जैसा बच्चा होने से अच्छा कल बांझ होना. So it is not that mother in her speaking. It is that pain, the person who is in so much pain, who is not supported, that she is speaking. And aren't you following her in every way? Like she has all the physical health issues and you are also having the same.
Yeah, I even told her recently that sometimes I think that, and I also said this, that I think some part of me is maybe unconsciously storing it, because I think this is the way I can stay at home.
You can stay at home, and that
And I
is
think-
how you can connect with your mother.
Yes,
That's-
yes. Like there's some longing ki ye family, what, because it's a very dysfunctional family, and
You know
I want
what?
to
The
have this shared
systemic
discussion.
consciousness is all about inclusion. Since you didn't get a good health, I will not get it. I will not enjoy good health. And aren't you suffering from multiple health issues?
Yeah.
So here is that entitlement. When you ask that, what do you mean by merging? This is how you merge. That I will carry your pain. And when you separate, and when you see that she never wanted you to carry her pain, despite whatever pain she was in, you start unmerging and you start living as a separate entity. And that is when your problem starts to solve. So Diksha, for you, I would suggest that you do these 3 exercises. The warm initial one, and then previous one, the mother exercise, and this. So warm wala, you do it, once a week. And the mother exercise.
Which we did day before, yes. The day I
Yeah,
said I
day
would not
3,
connect at all.
day 3 and day 5, you do it once a week. First do it day 3 and then you do day 5. You do
Day
it once a week. And day 4, you do it daily.
Day 4 daily.
You do daily.
And day 5?
Day 5 is today.
So that also I do.
That you have to do once a week.
So when I'm doing day 3, then that week I should not do day 5, or?
No, day 3 and then next day you do day 5.
Okay.
So
And day
suppose you are
4
doing day 3 Monday, day 5 Tuesday, and throughout the week you have to continue doing day 4.
Okay. And one more thing, फिर ना मतलब मुझे कुछ याद नहीं है, मतलब as I was saying कि but I was feeling कि though I was not able to listen to you consciously, a part of me was here, and I was thinking कि something is happening. Sometimes I was very aware of my body, and sometimes I was in the head. But so in the end, almost when you said कि now, फिर मुझे कुछ भी नहीं याद है, like except that warm memory and this, कुछ भी नहीं याद है. At one point you said coming out or something, and I remembered pretty much in the end I felt itchiness in the vaginal area, and very strong itchiness, and when the session finished it was still there for some time, and then it slowly went like uska intensity kam ho gaya.
Did you have
now,
a difficult delivery?
No, I will ask again, like now she doesn't, I feel that a part of her, she doesn't tell me honestly, because she knows I think that, I really think that कि अब वो बोलते हैं नहीं सब सही था, सब ऐसा था, but like I have heard this entire life जब मैं छोटी थी कि हमारे जो मम्मी की और जो क्या बोलेंगे भाई की बाकी बहुएं जो घर में थी, like she was not supported. Like one time I heard that she was bleeding fully and my dad was not there. He used to go and work, and none of, like, she had no help, and she had a lot of anger towards my dad for this, and my dad says none of that was there. Now when we say these things, like from last 2-3 years since I'm staying home, and I bring these things back या कभी आ जाती, तो she denied. She said नहीं नहीं ऐसा कुछ नहीं, सब सही था ऐसा करके. But that day she told me, when after the session you asked me, right, कि mother के साथ miss क्या कुछ हुआ था कि नहीं. So I went in and asked, and then she told me कि when she conceived me, उसके बाद नहीं, when she was pregnant with me, उस समय she started feeling this jalan जो है body में, which she still has it, and like till date. And I also feel very strong, मतलब last 2 साल से I could not stand near the stove. Like if the kitchen में आग जल रही थी, I could feel it in my stomach. You know.
Apart from this, I would also like to know, Diksha, like I have sent you the questionnaire, you can mention it there. Did someone died of fire in your class?
I will try to ask. मतलब इस इधर तो कोई
Especially
नहीं.
in your mother's side, especially on your maternal. Did someone
I will
died of fire?
ask. मतलब हो सकता है before, मतलब मेरी नानी ही है जो पार्टीशन के टाइम पे आई थी, तो उनको ना बहुत मेमोरी नहीं है उनकी जनरेशन में, उसके पहले जैसे नानी लोग 10-12 साल के थे जब वो आए, एंड दे वर मैरिड एंड सेंट टू इंडिया इन द लास्ट ट्रेन, यू नो. तो उस समय उसके पहले कुछ हुआ हो तो आई डोंट नो. उसके बाद से नो वन हैज डाइड बिकॉज ऑफ फायर.
Because there is something like, if these things are not known, we can find it out through constellations. Okay, we can find it out through blind constellations, wherein we can, find out which is the ancestor with whom we have identified. And there we can resolve the entire thing. So even if things which are not known to you, that could also be healed.
There was one cousin, now you said, when I was in class 8, she was killed by, but not, she was killed. So, and her baby was also killed, and she had to write the suicide letter by pointing the gun. So my mother was really disturbed. Like everyone says that my mother had raised, वो मेरे मामा की बेटी है, and I was very small, but my mother had raised that daughter. So I was in class 8 and मतलब my mother was really shattered. और सबसे पहले हमारे पास ही फोन आई क्योंकि लखनऊ में वो ससुराल था उनका, but everyone stays in Surat, my maternal side. So we got the phone that so my mother and my dad, they were the first one to reach, and so she was very disturbed for many years because of that. Like
that needs to be
taken. She lost a daughter. The daughter I did not know because I did not have that relationship with my cousin because हम बड़े थे, हम कभी इतना मिलते भी नहीं थे, कभी कभी मिलते थे. But I felt like she lost a daughter. मतलब उस समय I realized कि ऐसा.
But that needs to be worked. I mean, Diksha, I'm waiting for your questionnaire to be answered so that I can help you more. Because there is a lot of things.
As I said, she has a lot of बहुत रेजिस्टेंस आता है कभी गिल्ट ट्रिप में वो, लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल आई सेड कि मैं स्पेस की बात करती हूँ तो शी गिल्ट्स अ लॉट कि हम लोग इतने में इतना कर लेते थे, तुम लोग को बहुत चाहिए और ये सब.
That is okay, but then this is your decision to
heal. A lot कि मैं, because most of the questions I don't have an answer. I went through the questionnaire and I do not have an answer.
But then you have to be patient. You have to be patient with yourself as you heal. Because what you are trying is, you are trying to receive her, at the same time you are trying to create boundaries outside you, and it's not going to work.
Now that you mentioned it, that is why I wanted to share from yesterday's yesterday when you said, I think beach pe aap leke gaye the, and then so I saw my mother and I saw there was a happy feeling because I enjoy water a lot and my mother enjoys water a lot, and I've learned through her. Like when I was small, she used to take me to the rain and used to dance. और मेरे पापा चिल्लाते थे बहुत गंदे से, तुम लोग पागल हो गए, and I was very small. But she loves water a lot, and I see a very childlike person. You see very divine presence when we send her to water. कुछ और ही निकल के आता है. It's like it's just so energetic to be around her when she's in water. कुछ अलग ही बच्चे बन जाते हैं, So there was a happiness, and then as she started coming close, and we were holding hands, and the cheek touch felt soft. But at one point, I think you said कि थोड़ा अब दूर करो, and it felt, I think I was feeling okay with that कि वो थोड़ा दूर है, because I'm scared to go, and yet there was a very strong earning. Like I said, that I've come to this realization in last 2 years that I was thinking that ये बहुत attachment वाला है, but I've come to this realization from inside that it's not just attachment that you can work on spiritually and it will go, and like you not go, but you will be okay with the ups and downs. There's also intense love. Like I said, that I feel something inside when she suffers, so
that is what we need to work upon. This entire intergenerational trauma and this entire inner child work is entirely based on love. is entirely based on love. That in this blind love, we also are willing to take pain of people who have come
People who have come.
before us.
Oh, I thought you
Okay?
said of mother itself. Like for me, it is.
Yeah, it is. You will take all the pains of your mother, you'll take all the pains of your father, you'll take all the pains of all the people in your ancestry. It is just because of the love. And therefore, we cannot rule out love. We only change the form of love. That I can also love you by living my full life, right? I need not to repeat your struggles. I can honor you by living my life. So, Diksha, I would suggest that I will speak personally to you, and that will help you a lot. That will give you a lot of clarity because of so much of thought work, you have actually mixed it inside your head. So, that will
Yeah,
give you a
because
lot
I've
of
not
clarity.
gone through somatic work,
That
and
is the issue. That is the issue.
now
So, that
thought
will
work
help you
also.
resolve many queries of your own. Okay. And that will give you a clarity as well, what is happening inside.
Because thought work भी बहुत कम हुआ है. As I said कि therapist के साथ काफी on off था, but when all the therapy stopped, especially from last 1 year, and I really started enjoy, like now I can say, and I was a very hyperactive person. If you would have met me 2 years back.
Diksha, we will discuss this sometime later. I have to take other questions as well because people have to do. Okay?
Yeah.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, Diksha.
Thank you.
Yeah, Sonal, you wanted to share something?
I will drop.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
you so
Diksha.
much.
You're welcome. Bye. Take care. Sonal, are you there? Okay. Gayatri, would you like to share something? What happened? I saw a lot of yawning from your end.
Yeah. So, hi, Sneha.
Right.
For me, today the yawning, like yesterday, I was yawning a lot during the, but today I think I started yawning a lot after, towards the end, and then like after there was a lot of yawning nonstop. During and especially, like it was difficult for me to like see the hall when you said visual, you're in a hall. It was like I was in the hall of my grandparents home and my parents home. Like it was like switching. It kept switching, and it was as if there were like some lights flickering and all that. And then it was difficult to see the corridor and everything. And then the part where like I'm supposed to go towards my mom, I felt this heaviness on my chest. It was heavy. It was I don't know, at some point it was like difficult to breathe, and a mix of that feeling. It's yeah. And it's like, I don't know, there's this resistance to move towards her. And yeah.
And did you experience yourself in the womb? Did it happen?
I could see it, like, I mean, basically I just saw like a fetus in a belly kind of thing, but I wasn't able to feel anything at all.
So, Gayatri, in your case, I would not suggest you to go for womb exercises. I would just suggest you to continue doing the mother exercise, which we did yesterday.
Okay.
Because it's like you have numbed out. You simply don't want yourself to feel anything. You don't allow yourself to feel anything in your mother's presence. Okay, so first that numbness has to subside. So maybe do it for 10 to 15 days and see if you start feeling, even if you start feeling irritation around her, then it also is a sign of progress because from no feeling, you're moving towards feeling and sensing. Okay, so just do the day-4 exercise. And you can update me on WhatsApp what is happening with because I feel there is a lot of resistance, and once you will send me the questionnaire, then I will be able to help you better at what exactly is troubling. Because there is something very big It just numbed you to it. It just shut down you completely. And therefore, I'm not willing to make any comment here. Because without knowing the history, it will be very hard.
And the one thing that I sort of recall, because I was trying to recall when I was doing the questionnaire this morning, but it didn't come to me. But then just now, the part where like after I'm born, this memory came back to me where like I remember her saying this, like, oh yeah, like after I delivered you, I just checked your toes and fingers, made sure you had 10 of everything, and then I just told them to take you away. That memory came back during that session just now. Yeah.
And now things will start popping up, little memories which she shared with you, which made you feel connected with her. The more you do this mother exercise, these things will start surfacing, and also all the rejections which you faced from her, that will also start surfacing. And it's very important that you journal everything. Okay? That will help you to understand what is happening inside.
Okay. And last night I dreamt of, well, I dreamt that my grandfather passed away. He passed away in 98. But last night I had a dream
Your
of
maternal grandfather or your paternal?
maternal. So I don't know if it's somehow connected to what we
Because
did.
you are actually sensing her grief as well. When you start connecting with her, you will start sensing all the pains which she also experiences. And that is the time when we have to separate that as from her. So, but for that, we need to connect so that we can experience it.
Right.
Okay?
Maybe a year and a half or 2 years ago. So my dad passed away in 2014. And so she's at home, and I stay away, about just not too far from her, but an hour away. And she took it very badly. We were both not in the country when he passed. And I mean, for a long time, like she was very open about her grief. And like, and once in a while, like when I used to go home on the weekends, I could feel the grief, and I could even sometimes I would even like tear up, and like my whole body would feel the grief, and I knew that it was hers. It's just that now it's all just completely gone. Yeah.
Maybe we will be revisiting those parts because it is still stored in you.
Okay.
And we need to be released. So for you guys, I personally feel that it is going to be highly challenging as you navigate this on your own. Like I haven't said it to everyone else here, but for you, I feel that it will be personally very challenging if you navigate it on your own. So at any point, if you feel that it is difficult for you, do not give up, rather seek help. Try it on your own for first. If you're able to manage, great. But somehow I have this feeling that it will not be easy for you. So in that case, do not stop the journey, seek help. Okay? If something doesn't work with me, I can always guide you to some other colleagues. But I would suggest that do not stop the process. Okay? So, but I would say, पहले खुद से करिए आप. First do it on your own. See how it is with you. You can connect with me on WhatsApp personally and tell me what is it you are experiencing, and then maybe I will guide you for some time so that see how does it help.
Okay.
Because when you keep a number shut down, it cannot take you farther. I mean, you will develop autoimmune disease.
Sorry, develop?
Autoimmune diseases.
I do have PCOS, and
That is why I'm saying that, you have to work on it. Otherwise, it will keep on increasing. I mean, your body's capacity will keep on declining.
Okay.
So just don't do the homework as of now. For you, I would suggest just go for day 4 exercise. Okay? Thank you for sharing. Hi, Sonal.
हाय फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल भाई साहब कूडोस टू यार बहुत मुश्किल है थेरेपिस्ट होना सबको बातें ध्यान से सुनना बहुत मुश्किल है it's very heavy to listen to everybody's story.
Yeah, we actually work on ourselves. Like the more we work on ourselves, the stronger our boundaries are. So we don't get carried away.
So
Initially initially बहुत difficult होता था. Like we used to fall sick a lot. मतलब तो एनर्जी एक्सचेंज करते करते खुद के बैक में पेन होने लग जाता था, सब कुछ होता था. नाउ आई डोंट फील पहले तो आई कुडंट टेक मोर देन 1 सेशन. नाउ आई कैन टेक 2 to 3 सेशंस. दो आई रेस्ट्रिक्ट माय सेल्फ टू 1 because I feel it's easy for me. But हाँ कभी कभी 2-3 भी लेने होते हैं. But then it doesn't become so taxing. Like कल से आज में like tomorrow I had 2, today I had 3, tomorrow again I have 2. So now I started purging. My body started, reacting. But otherwise, yes, we have to maintain the balance. But you tell me about your experience.
Yeah, so I don't know, I was very heavy when we started the session, but it was like किस पेन आएगा या कुछ आएगा, and I don't want to witness it. I don't want to go through it. I have done some wound work, some mother wounds and mother wound and the wound work. I have done something. So अब मैं कह सकती हूँ कि my relationship or my inner receiving of my mother is much better. Means I forgot about it, but when I learned, I heard all these stories. Now many things recalled themselves, but for now she is there for me, or I have heard my receiving capacity, और वो मेरे लिए थी जब अब मैं बहुत down थी, so she was there for me in physical presence also, and then whatever I have worked on upon also. But the thing is कि मैं for मेरे लिए वो corridor बहुत अच्छा साफ सुथरा bright sunshine वाला था when I walked to the corridor when I was going it. But हाँ, I lost you in middle, and so I don't know I was there or not, but I cannot recall it. And secondly, my mind was pushing me out of that scenario to different scenarios, to different conversation, to different people, like a different scenario in my brain only, and I have to push myself to come back to your voice and come back to that area where we were. Similar to that was yesterday also, that I was not able to focus on here. I was keep drifting apart. So I don't know, is it a stress response or वो मेरे को दिखाना नहीं चाहता या क्या चीज है? I don't.
अब देखना नहीं चाहता. So here I have few questions. So how was your childhood like? I mean, was your mother very strict, or a lot of shoulds and should nots for you? Was it
See,
that?
first, so na, when I came to this therapy, I was very suicidal at that time. So I got to know, my first session was my sibling session. I was sandwiched between the one abortion and one miscarriage.
Okay.
So I was sandwiched between the. So that was a time when it was a hellbound after my marriage. I didn't know all the triggers starting after that. When I came, I didn't came with a very happy heart. I was very scared, and that scare and that fearfulness only aggravated my health, downgraded without any physical reasons. The marriage cut, being married, the only, and then my hell came loose to me. My mind was aloof, my body was aloof, and I have witnessed pain, and when everything is all right, but I am experiencing everything, and that to a very high extent. And when you don't feel belonged and you don't feel like you are there, and you are in an Indian culture वैसे भी होता है ना कि ज़्यादा इधर भी मत बोलो उधर मत बोलो, time लगता है, and all that was very chaotic and very, और फिर ना पता नहीं हम लोग को ऐसा हो जाएगा ना कि मेरी तरफ से इधर भी दुख पड़ रहा है, मेरी तरफ से उधर भी दुख पड़ रहा है, तो ना you eliminate yourself from the process. You are the cause of the trouble or something and whatever. तो बहुत कुछ रहा. After a very struggleful 3 years, I went back last year कि नहीं, I don't know, I cannot continue like this, and I'm often very sick and everything. I had a very severe COVID. I was in hospital for a month where I was unconscious. They were feeding tube and blah 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 shit. So last year I started on this journey in December only, and I तो बेटर है कुछ चीजें, बट मैंने कहा कि वापस मेरे को क्योस आ जाता है, मेरे को ना प्रॉब्लम उधर से नहीं आती, मेरे को प्रॉब्लम अपने इन-लॉज की तरफ से आ जाती है, बिकॉज यू से
Your
दैट आर द
in-laws are
मिरर.
mirroring your relationship.
हाँ,
Your
तो इफ मेरा चाइल्डहुड था ऐसे, मीन्स अब मैं देखूं तो I was a second girl child, and another girl child before me was aborted. So I had a very that I was not needed. I was not needed, and everything like that. I'm the extra one that I can be. I don't know what to say. Means I extend. क्या कहते हैं? Extend. I'm not talking about. कि आप मेरे को हटा दो picture से ना, तो it will be okay. वो वाला scene था, but I worked on it very much. It was better. मगर अभी भी मेरे को मेरे ट्रिगर्स सारे मम्मी से पापा से मेरे को दिक्कतें थी, परेशानी थी, सब चीजें थी, बट नाउ एट द टाइम लास्ट ईयर दे वर वेरी एडमेंटली विद मी, स्टैंडिंग विद मी, भाई वी वांट यू हेल्दी एंड फाइन, एंड वी, so they were there, and all this work I did also showed me that how vulnerable my mom was, that she constant had the worry कि यार गर्ल चाइल्ड तो नहीं होगी वापस, मगर they were very guilty of that, that they aborted the first child, and just because of क्योंकि ट्रेंड चल रहा था, because it was a thing that day, ये कह दिया, चेक करा लिया जेंडर और करा दिया, and they were very guilty and sad about it at that time. They're like, whatever will happen, we'll keep our child. Our child is important to us. So there was no बहुत वो नहीं था, they were okay capable कि हाँ भाई हम अपने बच्चे संभाल सकते हैं, कर सकते हैं. And at that point, हाँ मेरे को पता, मेरे पापा बहुत he tried to be emotionally available हमारे लिए या इसके लिए, बट मम्मी was struggling. देखो बहुत फर्क पड़ता है, अब मैं आज ससुराल में, तो मेरे को पता है कि बीइंग अ बहू एंड बीइंग अ डॉटर, जैसा अगर मेरी, तो हाउ डिफरेंट द पर्सपेक्टिव एंड सीन्स आर. तो आई अंडरस्टैंड दैट पार्ट नाउ, दैट शी वाज trying and she was suffering and failure.
But understanding will not help you, sir. Understanding will not help you, because understand, when your mother went through an abortion before you, so the womb memory is for grieving as well as guilt. Okay, and you not going through that process is just a way of savaging that guilt. But
Repeat yourself,
after you
please.
were born, so जैसे गर्ल चाइल्ड थी, पहले वाले को अबॉर्ट कर दिया, so there is a lot of guilt here. So second, जब आप born हुए तब कोई टेस्टिंग ही नहीं कराई, so that पता ही ना चले कि गर्ल है या बॉय. That was just a way to remove this guilt. कि पता ही नहीं चलेगा तो हम करेंगे ही नहीं. Will not go through this process. Right?
Like,
at this,
they were like, whatever happens,
हाँ जो भी होगा देखा जाएगा. Will not go through this guilt again. So this was again a way of eliminating the pain. Okay. And जब आप हुए उसके full time बाद ही there is a miscarriage. So the mother wasn't there for you. Pregnancy तो इसी डर में निकल गई कि पता नहीं लड़का होगा लड़की होगी, लड़का होगा लड़की होगी, क्या होगा, इस और उस गिल्ट में निकल गई, उस ग्रीफ में निकल गई. एंड जैसे ही बच्चा सामने आता है, माँ को भी टाइम लगता है बच्चे से कनेक्ट करने में. जैसा मूवीज में दिखाता है कि इट्स अ लव एट फर्स्ट साइट, इट डजंट हैपन. द पोस्टमार्टम पेन इज रियल, द डिलीवरी पेन इज रियल, and your health takes a toss on it, and plus then you have to go through so much of pain and so much of hormonal changes. So a mother also takes time to be in love with the baby. मतलब वो टाइम लगता है. इट्स नॉट लव एट फर्स्ट साइट, या ऐसा जो दिखाते हैं मूवीज में कि हाँ बस माँ बन गए तो बस सब कुछ नॉर्मल हो जाएगा, इमोशन, वैसा नहीं होता. इट टेक्स टाइम. सो मदर स्टार्ट्स कनेक्टिंग विद द बेबी अराउंड 2-3 months, क्योंकि तब तक द बेबी ऑल्सो सेटल्स इनटू अ रिदम. ओके, और द मदर्स hormones are also somewhere balanced. Okay, so तब जाकर थोड़ा थोड़ा कनेक्शन बनता. I don't know what was with your mom, how well she was supported or was she was taken care of. वहाँ पर ये सारे factors भी आ जाते हैं, the way she was born. And by the time she started cherishing you, she had conceived again in all the possibilities, and she miscarried the child. And this time, all the grief that
1 year apart. It must be 1.5 year apart. So that counts.
the 1 year apart is not a big time, right?
Okay.
मतलब 6-7 महीने तक तो आप बच्चे को 6-7 months तक child is entirely dependent on you, right? 7 months बाद you start external feeding as well, right? तो तब जाकर चीजें थोड़ा बच्चा थोड़ा सा डिफरेंट फील करता है, पर 5 साल तक तो बच्चा समझता है कि मैं और माँ एक ही है.
Then afterwards she had 2 miscarriages actually. As
Okay.
far I can recall, before Samyak there was 2 miscarriages. As far as I
Okay,
can recall.
before your brother?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess now I know the case history as well.
Okay.
Okay, now I know. Because the moment you mentioned the name, I was relating it and I thought, how can it be so similar? But now I understand that it belongs because he's my client too. So, and you know, so when there are miscarriages, what exactly happens is the mother's attention is fully that I cannot save myself. I'm not a
The
good mother.
hurt is there, the pain
Yeah.
is there.
And then she cannot be there for the child who is present. That is for you. Okay. And in those moments, when you crave for your mother's love and it wasn't coming easily, and at the same time you were seeing her in pain, so you could not demand, and this is what is happening in your married life too.
This is Anuj is there, means my husband is there. He's trying in his capacity to be there, but I want so much more of him. I
Yeah,
want him to
because
be there to constantly comfort me, affirm me, appreciate me. I don't get the feeling of belongingness. I feel
because you
myself
never
so.
felt belong in your mother's life
And
as a child.
and he's like, I'm doing everything in my capacity. We are in a joint setup. He is needed everywhere, and he has his responsibility to fulfill. And now he's just buttoned out, and I have all my fears of projection that we'll be in a loveless marriage. Like I have seen some of the people, my relatives and something, just they're both doing their responsibility and there is not love. But see, we found love in each other. We definitely found love in each other. That was the only thing why I came back. Nothing else made sense. I will not say my in-laws are evil or what, but it's just that we cannot see in the same alignment. And
Because mom was not supported, right? Mom was not supported by her in-laws. It's not that her in-laws were evil, but she wasn't supported. And since mom, you couldn't have that support, how could I? So, in your case, Sonal, you really need to work upon this inner child of you who was neglected when mom was grieving. Because आप एक adult हो, right? You don't need your husband to validate, to appreciate, to rationally देखो.
that's the only problem. He says, what else do you want from me? After that also he's doing so much, and he is actually, but when I'm in my zone, and I'm in my zone from past 20 days, and it's just blame and not good things, and only that is pouring out, even if I don't want to.
Because then you are not that Sonal who is married to this man. You become that Sonal who was 2-3 years old or maybe 1.5 year old, and the mother is in continuous grief. मतलब एक बार abortion हुआ, the mother was guilty and therefore she tried to correct the guilt, right? But उसके बाद 2 miscarriages, it's like कि मेरा सारा जितना पेन जो दबा हुआ था वो सारा बाहर आ गया और मैं अपने पेन में इतनी ज्यादा एब्जॉर्ब हो गई कि I cannot see the child. And even though you understand her as an adult, what she has gone through, but like what I mentioned to someone else yesterday, that you have to go back to that inner child of yours who wasn't there for, whose mother wasn't there. You have to build that connection with that inner child, and then these things will stop troubling you.
Okay. Because I had a thing that you shouldn't be a girl. Girls are not valued in anywhere. I had that.
Because girl was aborted before.
I have an elder sister. Also. We are the three of us. And religious things and all that. I was like, the girls are not needed, and that's how I developed my PCOS. I suffered from PCOS because I was rejecting my femininity.
No, it is not more about that only. It is contributing to significant factor. But then I have a question. Was your mom going through any kind of hormonal changes when you were in her womb?
Yeah. When I came, she got thyroid.
Yeah. So this is more related to that one. And
Okay,
you know why she got thyroid? Because that suppressed guilt came as thyroid. So all the diseases which we have are not basically diseases, they are the unprocessed emotions.
So my PCOS is my rejection of femininity or her guilt.
It's your rejection in the womb itself.
Your rejection
In the womb itself. The womb also didn't feel safe to you, right?
I don't know, when I went today for however time I was there, I felt good and safe there. And
Yeah.
when you said that I was for 3 months cuddling my mother's side, that was the time that instead that star brightened, that I belong there. It's the belonging I'm seeking so much.
Yeah.
That you said na ki aap unko cuddle kar rahe ho, so how are you feeling? That one moment of relief was there, that I feel belong there. And my father has a tendency to hug us, to we feel comfortable there. But there's always a longing for mother's hug as well. It's not like that वो दे रहे हैं, बट जो वो शांति मम्मी वाली पे पड़ती है ना, वो मम्मी वाली पे ही पड़ती है.
And that will always be there because your mother's relationship is very important, because with all the relationships in the world, you had spent 9 months extra with her inside her. So, Sonal, what I think would help you is that you visualize yourself as a child. So go through that day 4 exercise of your mother, or maybe that day 3 womb wali healing exercise. Day
I
3
didn't
wali
do that,
after.
so I shall do day 3.
Day 3 आप अभी एक बार करो, एक ही बार करना. Okay? And when the moment comes when the mother holds you and breastfeeds you, there will be a moment in that meditation. So you just take as much as you and just share your experience with me. You can do it on the personal WhatsApp window as well. And then I will get an insight, because I guess this will help.
I don't know, you said this thing, na, breastfeed wala. I don't know, I have a fantasy of breastfeeding my child with so much love. This only image, this particular image of me breastfeeding my child, and the feeling of like it's just a.
And now
It's
I
just
want you to visualize yourself as a child and being breastfed by mom, and see that your mom is constantly gazing you here. Okay? That she has all her love for you and only you. You need to work upon those miscarried children and aborted children, no doubt about that. Okay? But for the moment, for bringing immediate relief in your married life, I would suggest that become that child, become that infant who is held by her mother, and you see that your mom is just seeing you, and you just have your mom all for yours. There are no surprises. Okay? And she's feeding you till your heart's content. You start visualizing this. Like, there will be moments when your partner will come. Okay, वो बाहर जाते होंगे, आते होंगे, and then you would start sharing, and then is a possibility that fight will come. So right before he comes to home, do this.
It's just the vision of I want it in the very basic sense. I'm very hurt and I am very fearful of the future of our relationship.
The fear is of your home memory. What if I will not survive? What if the relationship will not survive?
What if the relationship will not survive? What if we came through a lot last year in the similar time, this November only, we came through a lot last year. And then I was like, we made a conscious decision. I made a conscious decision to work on it, to do it. And we worked on it for a very good time. In October, that it was good, mid-October. But then when he, due to work and circumstances, his attention or his time to me were shrinkened. And it just negatively increased pressure on me. And I just kept on bursting, and now I'm not able to stop myself.
So I would suggest that you seek personal therapists as soon as possible. If you are working with a therapist and it is helping you, great. If you are not working with a therapist, do it as soon as possible. And at the same time, make it a ritual, a rule. Just like you have 2 meals a day, make it a rule that before your partner comes home, you visualize yourself as a child in your mother's arm, feeding as much as you want, and your mom telling you that all my love is just for you. Okay? Start doing it. Because आपने 2 बार शेयर किया and दोनों बार आपने बताया कि झगड़ा around 11 o'clock होता है. Yeah, so most probably when he comes home, he takes his meals, and that is the time when you start having a normal conversation and it erupts.
No, we were outside both the times, and the time it's just this much. It triggers me so much, and I literally cannot control myself. I cannot control my anger outburst, and he cannot shout. He doesn't shout. He is a very balanced person, and he is trying because, and he's बहुत मेरे से बुरा बुरा सुन के बहुत खून की घुट वो पी रहे हैं. Actually, I know, but I can't help. And in the very base, I just found today that I'm only hurt and I'm fearful, and I just want, and I don't, and he just don't know how to fulfill me. He's
He
trying.
can never fulfill you, sir. Because the fulfillment what you're seeking is not from him. What you're seeking is from your mom. So that's why I said that do this exercise. Maybe multiple times a day. If you talk to him twice a day, if he comes for lunch as well. So make it a conscious, make it 10 minutes separately for this exercise before he comes. You may not see immediate result, but within 3 to 4 days, you will start seeing that you are calming. You are not that demanding because you feel full. And that's why I'm saying just before he comes to you.
Wait, I just want to just share one more thing, but
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, go ahead.
That I want motherhood or parenthood, but I don't know, I have fears and blocks in that, and I have a time in my a clock running that we are getting so late. How will we do it? And then there's the issue that हमारा relationship survive नहीं करा तो हम बच्चा कहाँ से कर लें? और then there's a lot of to's and fro's, the logical mind ये and वो and you know, but inside मतलब emotional being or that being does want it.
That is natural, Sonal, because that will give you matlab what has been conditioned to us that बच्चा कर लो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएगी, जीने का एक रीजन मिल जाएगा, रिलेशनशिप सब. तो वो एक बहुत बड़ा बैकलॉग है जिसके कारण यू वांट द चाइल्ड. Okay.
And I don't want the child for that purpose as well.
Yeah. And consciously you don't want it, that to be the reason. So that is why it is causing a lot of pressure. And that's why I'm saying, Sonal, that start working one-on-one with someone. You really need that kind of support. And trust me, your marriage is not in problem. Your marriage has not any problem, does not have any issues. Trust me, by the way you are saying, I can understand that your marriage doesn't have any problems. Like there is no problem in the marriage or with your partner, with your in-laws. But the problem is the void you are feeling inside. The deep loneliness you are feeling inside.
But how come, I'm like, the comparatively, I don't know, I feel like we have a very blessed childhood and a very blessed things.
Yes,
but
it will be.
But I just don't know how come we end up here like this, because actually I had a very blessed childhood and a blessed thing.
And it doesn't negate that you didn't have any blissful childhood. Your parents did the best for you. Okay, they gave you the best they could, and you had really everything. But that doesn't negate also that there were moments you felt all alone. And when you revisit these moments, it is not that you are negating what your parents couldn't do, but you are seeing that this is where I needed them, and I understand they couldn't be there for me. But now I want an assurance that I am loved. You are not seeking anything else, Sonal. You are just seeking that assurance that I am loved no matter what.
Exact line. And I'm seeking it from Anuj, and he is like, and I just.
And no matter, it's not that your husband doesn't love you.
He does.
He loves you, but you are not able to feel that love.
Yes,
That's the issue. So
yes,
your feeling is guided by how you felt as a child. And you don't need a lot of work. To be very honest, it's not that you need a lot of work. But if you just work on these 3, 4 aspects, it may take number of sessions, but if you just work on these 3, 4 aspects, sooner you will not feel this, you know, need to seek validation. You will feel that. And that is why I'm trying you to do this exercise.
day
You
3
know,
and yeah,
so day 4 exercise daily whenever you get time, but just before your partner comes,
the
see
breastfeeding.
yourself as being breastfed by her. Take it as much and see that she has all the time for you. And you are her only child, all her attention is with you. Get it from that intention. You may take 2 to 3 days to really orient to this exercise, but within 3 days, you will start seeing that you are feeling a lot calm. You're not clinging to your husband. Okay, so I think that this will really work with
Thank you so much. Thank you so
you.
much.
Okay, and start thinking of working one-on-one.
No, I am working one-on-one, but
Yeah.
I have a inner child session scheduled for the next week because it's a Diwali time coming.
Yeah.
But let's see.
So if you're working one-on-one, great. Tell your therapist that I want to work on these areas, especially the womb part. You can write it down. The womb part and the time after I was born and my mother was going through miscarriage. I want to work on this part. First, clear this part. This is your primal memory of not being wanted. Womb में भी ये clear हुआ कि wanted नहीं हूँ. आ गई बाहर and the moment I started making sense, it was clear to me that I wasn't wanted because mom's attention was not on. Okay, so work on these. If you're already working on one-on-one, then just work on these aspects. मतलब immediate basis.
Okay, we are in the middle of our inner child part only, but somehow these things ना, this thing, that 2 miscarriage वाला thing ना अभी दिमाग में आया. जब हमने exercise करा था तब नहीं आया था. But sometimes you just elope some memories, no? So उस हिसाब से.
Like you start working, and if there are 2 miscarriages, then it needs to be handled very clearly. Because there are 3 systems who are lost in this. There are 3 children who are lost in the system. Okay, and the strongest effect will be the one who was aborted.
That was
because
just before.
This was before you, and
That's-
the 2 will have an impact on your inner child. जो आपका जो innate है ना fear, that comes from that in you.
A lot of.
तो वो in utero इसीलिए मैंने आपको कहा that you have to work on this, the 2 miscarriages, your childhood experience during that time. ऐसा नहीं कि मम्मी ने किया नहीं होगा, मम्मी ने सब कुछ किया होगा. But there are moments when a child needs the mother and the mother is not there and the child simply starts giving up. And that is the moment we need to go back. इसका मतलब ये कहीं से नहीं है कि मम्मी ने कहीं कुछ नहीं किया या पापा ने नहीं दिया, सब कुछ दिया. But these are the phase which stops me from receiving their love as well. Okay, and I guess that will help you a lot. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. Thank
Okay,
you.
bye. Thank you, Sonal. Bye.